The whole industry been in shambles. Everybody fugazi, I'm just changing the channel. Kendrick Lamar.
What's good, YouTube? Today has been I got so much stuff that I want to speak on and share with y'all. Where to start? Let me start by saying this. On YouTube, there are millions of channels, probably. Let's say hundreds of thousands. I may be overdoing it a little bit, but let's say hundreds of thousands of channels. You can go and get information about anything that you want to get. The problem is, it's all about people. We are fallible. We talk about what we think we know about. So I'm going to start out by saying one of my favorite phrases, the phrase that I'm going to use for this year. I can't speak on the evils that men do. I can only speak about what I've been through. Keep that phrase in mind when you look at things on YouTube. As a new person wanting to get into trucking, as a new person in trucking, if you got less than 5 years, I would still say that you are considered new. You are still learning things that are changing day by day. You can be an OG in the game, but it ain't no props in that. It ain't no props in being an old dude in this game, because modern technology has taken over. Back when I was in truck driving school, back in my first 4 or 5 years of driving, we had to use maps. That's like that old man saying, we had to go to school traveling uphill both ways in the snow. But truth be told, when we had a load to deliver, we had to break out a map. Flip through the Rand McNally, you feel me? Now is the age of computers. Now is the age of cell phones. Now is the age of GPS systems that are specific to truck drivers. That'll let you know, hey, don't go this way because there's a low bridge. Or route you around an area when the traffic get bad. We didn't have that. So being an OG in this game, it ain't nothing big. It ain't nothing big. I've been out here for a long time. And I still learn every day. It never ceases to amaze me how I'm still seeing stuff that I have never seen before. In your first year as a truck driver, you should become a sponge. You shouldn't act like you know anything, because you don't know anything. Everything that you thought you knew about truck driving, they can't teach you in that classroom. So except when a trucking company wants you to come out here and be with a trainer for 6 months. Why? Let's do this. Let's say you got a $150,000 machine and you send somebody to school to learn how to work that machine for 3 days. You think you're going to trust them? After 3 days, after 3 weeks, trust that you ain't going to tear my machine up? Tell yourself the truth, you're going to say no to that question. So, in your first year, my suggestion, and once again, this is just my suggestion, go to truck driving school. Work with a company for a minimum of a year. You gonna have good and bad. It don't matter what company it is. Back in my day, Snyder and JB Hunt was the laughing stock of the industry. Now look at them. They still here, they still growing, they still doing big things. Yeah, they trucks are slow, some of them. So what? They're getting the job done. I think that's our industry's problem. We so busy harping on each other about how fast your truck is. The speed limit is the speed limit. You get caught doing 70, 80 miles an hour, I hope that you're doing good with your company so you can pay them big tickets. That's my advice, is to go ahead and work with a company for a year. After you go through truck driving school, even some of these companies got their own school. Go to that school so you don't have to come out of pocket. People gonna say, oh, well, if I was you, I would have done this. They not you. They are not you. Everybody got advice on what they would have done or what they did. Okay, you can listen to that, but at the end of the day, you are responsible for your own. You are the captain of your own ship. If your ship wrecked, you can't say, well, hey, Billy over here said, don't nobody care about that. Take care of your own. Go to truck driving school. Stick with that company for a minimum of a year. If you can tough it out longer than that, do it. It looks even better on your resume to go somewhere else and get more paper when you get 3 years on, 4 years on with another company. You can write your own ticket. Get out here and get this money. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I'm a regional driver. So I get home on the weekends. That's my demands now. When I was younger, I stayed out for 3 months at a time. That's what we had to do back then. Get home for a weekend. And when I say a weekend, I'm talking about getting in Saturday morning and having to leave out Sunday so that we can make it to wherever we had to go to for Monday morning delivery. I didn't have kids back then. I didn't have a relationship back then. If these are things that you're trying to work on and build, my advice is get your plan together. Work with your mate. Figure out how much time you need to be home. Because ain't nothing worse than having something stuck in your head. Because people out here will get in your head. Well, what your wife doing at home? What your girl doing at home? You missing your kids growing up. They got a basketball game. I told my dispatcher I wanted to be home for the game, and you're going to miss a lot of stuff. In your first year, understand that you are not going to get the best of everything. You are not going to get the best of everything. Suck that up. Take that, because that is part of the experience. Ain't nobody that I know of in their first year came out and just started killing the game, making the top money, getting the best truck on the lot. It's not going to happen. Take whatever they give you and work with that for a minimum of a year. Work yourself out a budget so you don't go spending crazy out here on the road. Don't burn up all your money that you make buying crap at a truck stop. Yeah, it's nice to have a refrigerator, a little cooler, plug in, refrigerator, a crock pot, coffee pot. Ask anybody that's out here. After a little bit of time, in the beginning, that's all well and good, but it winds up being piled up in a corner somewhere. Or going bad after a little bit. Don't burn yourself up spending money on that stuff. Get your year out the way first. Struggle through that first. It's going to be a struggle. Struggle through that first year. And then after that, start writing your own ticket. You might start out making 30-something cents a mile after you get out of truck driving school. That's okay. That's perfectly okay. Don't let these people that's out here, that's been out here, and now they lease operators, owner operators, this, that, and the other, have your mind twisted on how much money they make. Yeah, it's amazing. They make a lot of money. Ask them about their first year, how much money they was making. They'll be honest with you. I'm sure a lot of them will, because it's like an experience. It's something that you have to go through. Once again, your first year, go to truck driving school with no expectations. Work for a company for your first year at least, more if possible, with no expectations or low expectations. Then if you get more than that, you won't be messed up. Get out here and get this money. Get out here and get this money. It's out here. Everybody gonna tell you it's out here. You're gonna have to spend the time to get it. Be with a trainer. Learn. There's a lot to learn. I'm gonna make another video about some of the things that you might want to look out for. This one was just a rant on what's gonna happen in your first year and things to look out for. All right. So till next time, live with no regrets. Thanks, Ma.